The following is a fan-based discussion. All properties discussed are property of Toei Inc., Bandai, Hasbro, and Subaru Productions. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Tokucast Reviews, episode number 135.
Yes, 135.
Jacob and Marcus here to discuss Megabeast Investigator Juspion. I know his name, I couldn't remember the first part.
Yes, you did good.
Thank you.
But yeah, today we're doing Juspion.
Yes.
So, we always do. The opening.
Well, you certainly hear it a lot.
We do.
You hear it at least twice per episode.
Good God. This is the insert sometimes, and the opening all the time. So it's just like, well, you're going to get real familiar with this. I will say I don't hate it.
I don't hate it either, yeah.
I don't think they should have used it as often as they did, because they do have some other good songs in this. But, yeah. Just, it's there. I'm not 100% sure how to do this one, because it is very episodic up until pretty much the end of the show.
I feel like we should go good, bad, Terabad.
Okay, that works. And
I feel like we could split this one up between good, bad, and Terabad, because I feel there are things that fit each category.
Okay. I sort of want to end this one on a positive note. So why don't we start with the Terabad first?
Start with the Terabad. Okay. What comes to your mind? I'll say while I try and think of something.
Some of the Terabad stuff, some of the monster designs do not fit the threat that is being presented. One of the ones at the end where it's like when the jungle first comes into play, the monster looks so derpy.
Derpy is a good word to describe a lot of things in this show.
Yeah, it looks real derpy. So it's
as far as like design wise.
Yeah, it didn't help much. It just didn't look that great. So I'm just looking at it. It's like, wow, that's what you went with. Here it is. Battle Gaze. That is probably one of the worst monster designs I've seen in a long time.
Yep, bagel gaze, whatever. Bagels.
No, it's Battle Gaze. And I think that's mostly just because of the way his face is structured.
They are. I mean, this is a show ass Toku if ever there was one.
Yeah, it is.
From aesthetics to music to everything else. So getting that out of the way right up front, if you don't like Showa era Toku, this show is not going to convert you.
No, it is not.
This you're not going to like this one if that's not your vibe. You ain't going to like this one.
Yeah, especially when they're out there fighting Darth Megatron.
You stole my joke, you son of a bitch. That's Terabad. That's the most Terabad thing about this whole show. Marcus stole my damn joke. Damn it. I thought about that the instant I saw him and you... I quit. I'm done. I'm done. No.
I stole Jacob's joke, and it worked. But yeah, Satan Gosu is definitely Darth Megatron. Love you.
Love you too. I mean it. So Satan Gosu, as they are often want to say whenever he shows up. And it's interesting. One of the things that I did like about this show is the fact that the kaiju aren't all inherently evil.
No, and I think that's sort of a benefit to the show proper. We're still in the Terabad section.
Yes.
Satan Gos, the legs. I hate the legs. His design isn't that great. I think his...
I really like the design, if only because it is the Darth Megatron clearly aesthetic. That's definitely what it made me think of.
They legitimately took Star Wars into effect on this show.
Mm-hmm.
And it's such a thing, and I sort of live for that. But yeah,
his legs are chunky.
His legs are really badly designed. Like, the actual outfit isn't bad, but
it
is definitely...
You also never really see his legs in frame.
No, they are always out of frame.
You usually see him from the waist up. So.
And I think there's a reason for that, because they realize, wow, that's bad. And they were bad. So... But yeah, some other Terabad stuff.
I got one.
Okay.
And it's inconsistency.
How do you mean?
In terms of the way characters are written and played.
Agreed.
And the acting in this show, I think, is good.
Yeah.
But the way characters are written, especially from like the first 3 or like 5 or so episodes, and then moving onwards, Juspion, especially in the first episode, feels like a completely different character to where he is played.
Well, you can
at some point later.
You could sort of say that's just him really getting the gravitas of the situation, where he has to stop joking around as much.
There's getting the gravitas of the situation, and then there's like episode 5 where it feels like the character really just chills out.
Yeah.
And that bouncy, just explosive energy that he was carrying from scene to scene, like, simmers in a way that didn't entirely feel natural.
And I don't think he's a bad character, because I think his actor, who we actually have seen before, he was...
I've seen a few actors in this show before.
Yeah. The guy who plays Boomerang was Dan Ega, who was Scheider, or Sheridan, whoever was second.
And the guy who plays Gandalf the White was Computer Boys and Girls.
It was him?
He's the one who recruited Goggle 5.
Oh my god, I cannot wait to watch this show. And the guy who plays Juspion himself was actually in Bioman as the first prototype 6th. He was Magna Warrior. He was married to the lady who played Pharaoh, who unfortunately passed away several years ago.
Oh dear.
But he's not acting anymore. He's like a diving instructor now?
Yeah, I read that. He's a diving instructor, which, that's cool.
Yeah. He has the energy for it. So it's just like, that's great. It's good to see him, still out here just, whilst not acting, he's still doing stuff. I sort of love that.
Anything else bad, or do we want to move on to bad?
Honestly, this is not so much the character. I think it's more the way that the show presented the character. Gilza and her sister, I think Gilza still lasted longer. And because I really liked her character for some reason. I liked her sister a lot too, but her sister just basically comes in and just plays castanets the entire time. And I don't think that they needed her. I think that Gil Marza could have just been Gilza. And I don't know why they got rid of Gilza in the first place. She was there for like 7 episodes or so. Resurrects Mad Gallant. And yeah, I think they really wasted Gilza's character in bringing her sister in. That's pretty much my biggest terror bad of the show, actually.
One to bad. We touched on it earlier. The music, songs, especially insert songs, can get a little repetitive after a while.
Yeah.
The mech song, I don't think it's a terrible song, but after you hear it for the umpteenth time, and you're at that point, it kind of just feels like you're going through the motions, and you're waiting for them to get to a certain point in the song, because then you know the scene's going to be over. It
did feel a lot like just older Sentai when they fought the monsters a lot, and it did get tiring, because it's hard to watch Showa era stuff like this sometimes, because I love when like they do all the stuff, especially in older Sentai, outside of the giant robot. I think everything outside of giant robot, they get so inventive. Even in Juspion, that happens quite a few times.
He's got a bunch of vehicles.
Yeah, especially because we don't have to go to that other dimension that the first 3 did.
That was one thing I loved. that we don't have to do that anymore.
It happened once.
we do get our repeated narration line, and that's, Southern Goth has the power to make Megabeast go crazy. Ooh. And then that's our Jasmine voice, but the Aru.
Yeah.
For this show.
Which I don't mind, because that is one of my favorite things like ever.
Yeah.
Jasmine voice, but yes, we know, but that's still great.
But we just have to let you know.
Yeah.
In case you forgot.
In case you forgot, every episode that's going to be said. And I do like that.
Anything else bad?
I'm going to put this in the Terror Bad as well, because I had the same problem with this show that I have had with the other 3. And oddly enough, with Z Ranger. There are too many kids.
Coming from you, someone who hates kids, I can understand that.
It's not that I don't... Okay, yeah. But...
You're going to deny that?
It's more the fact that the kids all blended together and they seem very one note. And that really happens...
Where it's like they copy-pasted the same kid like 5 times.
Yeah, pretty much. Especially when we end up getting to the end of the show, which is like, we had to find these kids to get the golden bird.
Because they are the harbingers of the Golden Bird.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I do like the fact that they spaced that out instead of just doing it over 5 episodes. They actually didn't find everybody until the second to last episode, and that happened like episode 36 or so. So there were a good 10 episodes, and you still have to find these 5 kids. So I like how they paced that. I just didn't like the fact that it was children. I don't know why Metal Hero, especially at this time, has such an over-reliance on the kids.
I wonder if it had to do with distincting itself from
Ryder?
From Ryder and Sentai, because you don't hear a lot about children's sidekicks in those unless we're talking Computer Boys and Girls.
Computer Boys and Girls!
Precisely. Another bad thing for me, the mysteries and the intrigue surrounding the Golden Bird, I liked. What it wound up being, I think, was stupid.
Agreed, because it just wound up being a baby.
It was because it's like you need to get 5, find the. It's like because when we first hear about it, there's like a prophecy in the Galactic Bible that the Golden Bird is the only thing that can defeat Sutton Gorth. Okay, so we got to find the Golden Bird. Oh, there's 5 of them. Oh, they're harbingers or children. Oh, children summon the Golden Birds. They do. The Golden Birds split the earth asunder. And from the depths of the earth shall rise a baby. And the baby cries. A lot.
A lot.
And that's what makes Sutton Gorth freeze in place, because he doesn't like the sound of crying babies. And I mean, hey, I can relate.
Yeah, Broly too. So can Broly. That's how Broly was.
So he cried.
The original Broly, not Super Broly.
I know.
And I'm just like...
And then the baby freezes him in place, and that's what gives Juspion enough time to finish him off.
And I'm just like, I completely and utterly understand Sutton Gorth, because hearing children cry is like the worst.
Yeah.
It's so just annoying to the ear. So I'm just like, I agree with the villain. Destroy everything.
But...
the design of the mech. Dai Leon.
I think it's okay.
I think my biggest issue
for the time, it's okay.
It has gigantic hands.
Considering that's its finisher.
I know, but it's just like, wow.
Kozumiku Crash! And then double punch.
It basically turned into freaking Luffy from One Piece. The hands are so big. I don't really watch One Piece.
What's that move? The elephant gun?
Yeah.
If Matt were here, he would tell me.
I just didn't really like the way that the mechs sort of look, especially because there was, once again, this is just an issue that I have with Showa era Sentai up until Live Man.
Mm-hmm.
But even this, it's just the mechs don't really change that much over the course of the show, which I think is a real detriment in some cases, because the final fights end up feeling very similar a lot. Oh
yeah, because it's like he'll do a move a few times, do this, monster will hit him, circle around, and then as soon as you hear like Dai Leon, that's when you know.
Here comes the finish.
It's getting close.
It's coming.
All right.
Here we go.
Checking your watch.
All right.
I'm about to hit the showers.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
I won't say. I'm gonna put this in the bad category, but it's not like I will say an inherent problem with the show itself, and that's that they never intended for me to watch this on a TV this nice, in resolution this nice, because because the show is available on Crunchyroll.
Yes, it is.
Which made me very happy, because finally something I can just watch on Crunchyroll. It's been a while since that happened for something we reviewed for this channel, but
since like a couple of the ultras.
I think Garo Vanishing Line was the last one.
Yeah.
Garo Vanishing Line was the last one, but the Crunchyroll transfer that they have looks pretty good.
Yeah,
it's a pretty good looking transfer. It looks nice and clean. There's not a lot of excessive digital noise reduction. There's still a couple imperfections here and there, but
it is in 480p.
But it's,
no, because I'm saying that's on your TV. It is in 480p.
it's 480p scaled up to 4K because I have a 4K TV.
Me too.
And there are things that you see, like the fact that Juspion's suit changes color whenever he's in the mech.
I noticed that too.
It goes from like silver to like a much darker gray. And I think that was to help him stand out against the silver that is surrounding him.
Yeah, that's probably why. Which I think is
It's
fine.
very noticeable.
Yeah.
And again, not a bad thing, but like just like things like there are certain effect shots that they tend to reuse in environments where I don't think they need to be reused.
Agreed.
Like there's a shot, I think it's in the first episode of they're in the ship and it's like swooping through a canyon. And they reuse that shot a couple of times, but like the geography of where they are doesn't seem like that's where that would be.
I'm actually going to go back to the Terror really quickly.
Okay.
Here's something, and I should have brought this up earlier, but a problem I had was the first 3 episodes compared to the rest of the show. Mm. The first 3 episodes are in space.
Yes.
The rest of the show is on Earth. I feel like it's such a wasted opportunity there.
I thought that, but then the rest of the show happened, and I was okay with it.
It's like it's fine, but the first 3 episodes were so interesting.
They're interesting, and also it's like different locations.
Yeah.
It's like this. It's like is this what the show is going to be? It's going to be this galaxy hopping adventure where Juspion goes from planet to planet, sorting out Megabeast issues, but then in like the beginning of the 4th episode, it's like, we know where the origin of the Megabeast is. It's this planet called Earth. Let's go there. And then they do. And it was kind of like, oh, no. Yeah. Dang it. No, why? But I think they are able to get around it because even on Earth, if you want to switch over to good, they vary up their locations so nicely in this show.
It's the benefit of 80s. 80s so
love how, like, every other episode, it seems like we're in a. It's like there visually will be similarities, sure, but like it feels like we're in a different part of the country. Yeah. Like we're like here we're at an aquarium, here we're in the mountains, here we're in the forests, here we're in a suburban setting, here we're at a school, and the way they shuffle up the locations and mix them around, they did it in a way at a pace that I didn't miss the space setting.
Just to go back to the bad really quick before we really jump into the good. There was one episode in this show where I was just like, no thank you. It was the one with the tree. Oh no. This looks like something from The Annoying Orange.
This looks like something my mom hung up in the front yard once.
It's terrifying. It's one of those things where I'm just like, wow, you really put a face. No, not even a face. Just some eyes and a mouth.
You superimposed an eyes and mouth of a person over a tree.
I'm just like, you could have not done that and made so many better choices. that was certainly a choice that they made on that show.
We regret our mistakes.
Jesus Christ. That was... Ugh. Anyway, to get past that. To the good. I liked Boomerang. I wish they would have used him more. Especially because he has like this whole thing against Satan Gosu for getting his brother killed.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I feel like he should have came back in at the end of the show. It just felt like something that should have been done a little bit better in regards to his character. And even the guy who played Tiger Joe, I feel like he should have showed up earlier. It's like there are a couple of story beats with some characters that definitely could have just been done better with the way that they were presented in presentation. Like Tiger Joe comes in, he has like a long history with Juspion training on other planets and stuff. I wish we could have gotten that earlier. He was in one episode and that was it. Some other good.
The lead.
He is so good at playing this character. Hikaru Kurosaki he has so much charisma.
He has incredible on-screen charisma.
It was so like watching Kinji again.
He looks and feels like a real-life Akira Toriyama character.
Yeah.
Especially in the beginning when he's got that wild hair.
Oh, I loved it. I'm mad they gave him the hair.
And I can't help but wonder if that was just a note from the studio being like, hey, look, his hair looks stupid. Can we maybe give him a haircut? And then they incorporated that into the show. He's got a couple of different hairstyles we see throughout the show, which is interesting. You never really see that with our Toku heroes. His civilian outfit, we talked about this in a Toku talk recently, but I love it.
It's mid-80s Japan.
It is mid-80s, like late 70s disco silliness, and I love it.
Very city pop era. And
Yeah.
I live for it.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good.
And you get to see extreme close-ups of him dancing in it in the ending theme song.
Yeah, he's great.
You're just like watching the ending theme song, and then just his ass is just in the camera, and you're like, oh, okay.
Henri.
I liked her a lot.
I did too. I wish that they used her a little bit more as the show got to the end. Because it seemed like she disappeared a little bit. Mm-hmm. She was so prominent at the beginning, and then at the end when things got serious, she really took a back roll. Mm-hmm. Back rolls.
She does those a lot. Because she'll like freeze and lock up because she's a robot. She'll like freeze and lock up and like fall over on her back. And this actress is very good at physical comedy, I think. She has a great like Lucille Ball take to camera that she does a lot. Yeah, exactly, it's that. Which she does like whenever something surprises her or whenever she gets like shocked or freezes up, and very good stuff from her.
Yeah.
This show I think is a case of, because it starts very heavily exaggerated in terms of the way Henri and Juspion are played. Yeah. And as like once we get to Earth, they kind of mellow it out a bit, and I think it's a good balance of, you know, things that can work in an anime but can't work in live action, and I think this strikes a good balance of that.
I will say, coming off of these first 4 shows, especially with the way they treat their female leads, and I can see why they changed it up for the next show, which is Spielbahn, where they actually gave the 2 female leads suits of their own. So they're actually, you know, out there fighting the next time. And I think that's a very good thing that they did. Because it, you know, sometimes they do get a little damsel-y, and I'm not really all the time here for that. Which is why I like Gilza as much as I did. Because she was like really powerful, came in, whooped ass, and just left. And she was definitely gone too soon. But I think Henri herself, they might have named her after the singer, because I think Henri the singer, who's amazing, a city pop singer,
I figured as much,
was out around the same time.
Era.
So I don't know if this is like a normal name or something, or they named it after the singer. Who knows? But I liked Henri enough. Even Mia was just sort of there.
Mia's there. Mia the house elf. Mia's cute. Doesn't add terribly much in terms of the story, but
she gets like 1 episode.
Yeah, but
late.
Yeah.
She gets 1 episode late.
Sure, but she's cute though. So.
After her friend gets killed in the first one.
Yeah.
I was here like, wow, we're starting off with this?
Where the Ewoks show up.
Yeah.
It's literally the Ewoks showing up to help them from the Stormtroopers.
A very Star Wars heavy.
It certainly starts that way, yeah.
Mad Gallant.
I liked him.
I did too.
I thought he was very good.
Yeah. They've used him recently in one of the space squads.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they brought him back, which I think was a very good idea. Because the character himself is still very good. I feel like they could have shown his relationship with his dad, because he is Satan Goth's
He is the son of Satan Goth, and I liked the way it was portrayed in that a lot of times I feel like when we see this parent-child relationship with villains, it's usually the child
hates the parent.
They hate the parent, or the child is incompetent.
Yeah.
Matt Gallant is
very
competent at what he does. He's pretty good he's good at his job.
It's just Juspion's always there.
And Juspion is he's always outfought by Juspion. And there is a deep respect for his father.
Yeah.
And he wants nothing more than to see Satan Goth reign supreme. And good performance, good suit, I think.
Yeah.
Good villain.
I think Matt Gallant.
Props to you, Juspion.
Yeah, I think he was definitely a highlight of the show. And I like the fact that he got introduced as quickly as he did. He came in like episode 4.
The first episode they go to Earth, when they land on Earth, he's watching them come out of the spaceship. The first thing you see is his ass.
Yeah. They really live for that, don't they?
They did. I mean, it's just because it's like his legs and like his booty are just like in frame as he's like watching them leave, wow. And then like we cut to a reverse shot and it's like him looking down with his sunglasses on.
They know what we want to see. Yeah.
Booty.
The rocking everywhere. I don't really have anything else. I honestly like this show. I thought it was a lot of fun.
I think it's easily the best Minnow Hero we've ever watched.
We've watched 5, but it's true. when Spectre was first. How did we do that? How did we make that mistake?
In 8 minutes.
Yeah.
That's about how long the review is.
But I honestly like Juspion. I definitely recommend it. I'd say, I do like a lot more 80s, 90s stuff when it comes to my Tokus, simply because of the way that the shows are presented. But I definitely like Juspion. So I would definitely suggest this one.
As would I. And I would also be curious to know, because this show was super popular in Brazil.
Apparently, yeah.
If we have any viewers from Brazil, did you watch this show growing up, or did you watch it with your parents? I would be curious to know.
I would like to know as well. Let us know in the comments below. Next time, due to popular demand of my sanity, we're gonna watch Superhero Senki before we get to the first rider.
Before we do Kamen Rider
and Go Ranger. So those two will be a month apart. And it will also be a month until we end up getting to Rider after Senki. So, because those shows are double the length of pretty much any other Toku that we've watched.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Rider, I think, is like 70-some episodes.
It's 90-something.
90-something. Oh, I was off.
And I think it's 91. And Go Ranger's like 86. So, yeah, that'll be fun.
So, if we look a little tired, you know why.
But yeah, don't forget to join us on all the things, and we'll see you all next time. Bye, everybody.
Thank you for watching.